morning. Alright, I think today we're going to unhook the 285 from the corn planter. We're going to run in Co-Alliance, grab a third anhydrous bar. So when this stuff dries up, we'll be able to run 3. And I don't know, we still got quite a bit of water standing. I don't think we'll be able to put on any anhydrous spray or do anything like that. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We got a few things in the shop, and yeah, we'll kind of get going. So I don't know, they were calling, there might even be a chance of rain today. I believe so. They're just kind of spotty pop-ups, because I mean, I think we might hit 90 degrees today for the first time, and it's just humid. And you know, anytime you get that type of weather, you get these spotty pop-ups. And we had a pretty hot little cell move through the other night there at home, and I have a decent sized tree down in the cornfield, so we'll try to get over there today, get that cut up. We have one here in town we need to get cut up out of the field. So yeah, that's kind of what I think the agenda will be today. So enjoy and come along, as I say. All right, we're in the 285. I think we're gonna try to scoot this over a little bit, because these are gonna sit here until we get everything done, and we can get the tractors freed up, put back on the planters. Then we'll get them cleaned up, washed up, stored away for this winter. So we'll get this moved over and get going. All right, we will have to put down, we need to install these stops on the cylinders, and then we'll lower this down to where it'll rest, and then we will get her jacked down. Whoa, 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 go easy. You gotta push down, Saint. You're pushing down, pull forward. Now you can go. This is the new bar we just picked up this morning. So we'll be running this on the 285, but we pulled this in here. We actually had on the 8320R, we had a flat on the inside dual on the right side. It's still down at the field, but we got it fixed and thought, well, we better just run all 3 tractors through. Just double check air pressure in the tires. And while we are in here, we will go ahead and grease the front end, because I know I greased it right before we started planting, and I know the planters got it. They got it every 3 or 4 days, but we tend to overlook the tractor. So we'll get it greased. We'll get all 3 of them greased. We're going to run down the field about a mile to where the 8320 is sitting for when we did have the flat. We're going to just drag it back in here, get things checked out. Of course, we'll top off fuel before they leave the yard, and just double check, make sure we're good to go on the next big run here. So yeah, let's get to greasing. Okay, so as we come under here, it just varies. Sometimes pivot points have them, some they don't. Like this ball joint, this tie rod end, it's going to be one right there. And the way that works, we've got a Milwaukee grease gun. And we've had numerous grease guns, but you will not find a better grease gun, in my opinion. And so you take that grease end, that is called a Zerk. It's a grease Zerk. And that just snaps over it. Squeeze the trigger. We tend to grease till we see it or hear it. Then you're done. So you've got that one, you got this other one over there. There is one, if I can get on it, right up here. There's one there. There's one on the bottom down here. There's going to be one right there. And there's one right there. Now what we do, I always wipe those off. And it may not be as critical. Can you see that? It may not be as critical if there is not a bearing, but when you are greasing a bearing, the last thing I want is for that to be dirty and just to put that fitting on it and then just push that grease into that bearing. So I usually, just wipe it off, get the dirt off as best as I can, and then we'll grease. Other side, same way, same amount of Zerks. There is a few on the back on the 3-point hitch that we won't need for this application, but we're here, so we're going to grease it. That should do this machine. All right, we got all 3 bars ready to go, greased. I think we can hopefully get going tomorrow. If we can't, first thing in the morning, I think we're going to start spraying. All right, that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Say bye, Buck. Bye. See ya. Good morning. We are currently spraying some corn, and like I said, we've got 3 bars ready to go, but Chase is on his way, so I think him and I are just going to run today. We probably lack about 3 days of getting the corn done, so we may just kind of stay on that and just run 2 bars for that period, and Buck gets finished, we'll get that 3rd one going. So yeah, gosh, beautiful day. It was humid yesterday. I think humidity's supposed to drop this afternoon, so it's just gorgeous. Not a cloud in the sky. So, but yeah, we'll get going here and come along, enjoy. Well, I got a little time here, so I will kind of explain what exactly we are doing, because I know a lot of you are watching this and thinking, Travis, what in the world is that? So what this is anhydrous ammonia fertilizer. You got to apply it to the corn at some point, some form, or it will not produce an ear. It will not produce a big ear. You will just get a little bitty nubbin that, you will be going along, and you might be shelling 250 bushel corn and you hit a pass where something happened, some guy didn't catch it. You might get down to 50 or 80 bushel. So, yep, I'm gonna see it come this fall. But anyway, anhydrous ammonia, that is in liquid form in that tank. We connect our connection up top, 2 valves. You open those, that will pressurize this system. So that is liquid, 82% nitrogen. That comes through to the front. We have a set of hydraulics that will raise and lower the bar. Another set that will raise and lower this wheel. That is a ground drive pump that will pump this through a series of hoses into these knives. Right down here. There is a hose that hooks to that knife, and there is a tube that is welded to the back of those knives, and at the bottom there are holes. If you can see those holes right there. That is what, when it hits oxygen or air, it will turn to a gas. So that is what pumps into the ground, and we have these things right here. Those are kind of row protectors, sealers. They'll kind of cover that trench back up and keep the and just seal it. They'll seal the gas back over. So that is pretty much how these work, and it's kind of tricky at times. I mean, you can't drive real fast because you do have to keep everything dead center. You don't want to get off. Well, you don't want to run over the corn, but you don't want to technically disturb the root system either. You don't want to set the corn back. It does happen. We do knock over corn. We obviously run over corn on the in-rows. If you catch it early, a lot of that will stand back up. It will not kill it all. But yeah, so there you go. Now you know. We got Chase over here running with me. We do have a third bar at home. Buck is we are actually spraying corn currently. We're trying to get done there. We like about 3 days. So I think we're just going to run 2. We get that done. Corn spray, then we'll be back on it. So yeah, it's pretty good. We're actually one of our fields here that this field is generally, I mean, it gets wet, it stays wet. You know, we did catch that rain the other day, but the further I'm working north, you know, you can kind of see this drowned out area here. There's a few little swells up through here, waterways, that they may have a little bit of water in them, but you know, if it's not real wide, I can probably get through those. But everything's going pretty good so far, so pretty pleased. Well, we better get back in here and get after it.